Hi, this is Sean, and this channel's called Wolf Dog Moon. In today's episode of Book Reviews, we're gonna review The Art of War by Sun Tzu. If you like this kind of content, smash that like button. Heck, this time, slice that like button. Subscribe to our channel, ring the bell for notifications, comment down below, and share with your friends. Alright, let's get into this. Alright, so a few years ago I picked up this epic, easy to carry, very portable edition of The Art of War. It's a paperback edition. And, right off the bat, I love this, the design of it, the layout of the type. You got these purple dragons, and, this purple dragon, and it continues over here, and how that's laid out and stuff. It's kind of laid out like a tapestry and stuff. And I'll show you the back for a second. And it says right here, "Let your plans be dark and impenetrable as night, and when you move, fall like a thunderbolt." Okay, so if you're not familiar with The Art of War, I'll just let you take a look at this. It gives you a brief description of what it is, but basically it's a military treatise of these different strategies on war, but it can be applied not just to war, it can be applied to all facets of life, in different aspects of such as business, political science, politics. You can use these the philosophy of this, and in order for you to excel and come out on top in any situation, and help you plan your way through different scenarios and stuff and challenges that you'll face in life. So this collects these different, and I'll take you in and give you some examples in a second, but first I just wanted to show you some of the particulars of this edition. It's got these cool line work illustrations in here. Again, I think that's the dragon that's on the front cover. But then you got this, this warrior with two swords and stuff, riding a horse. So it's put out by this Arcturus Press, and it says it over here. This edition published in 2017 by Arcturus Publishing Limited, and so it's from the UK, it looks like, and printed in the UK. And then it has the contents over here. You get this silhouette of the dragon that appears throughout, and this is what the contents of this book. So if you've seen some of our other content in books, then I definitely encourage you to go check those out, whether it's our Dungeons and Dragons style fantasy adventuring, that playlist, or some of our other book reviews. This fits right in there, where it's is a way for you to learn military science. And right here it tells you right here, Sun Tzu's The Art of War is probably the earliest known treatise on war and military science. It is certainly the most influential. Essential reading for strategists in the East. Since ancient times, it is thought that Napoleon read The Art of War when a new edition was published in Paris in 1782. So you have many important historical figures have used the philosophies that are in this this treatise by Sun Tzu. And this is an excellent, easy to carry, portable collection, and it has these cool little illustrations in it, and then it gives you an introduction and explains the figure of Sun Tzu. It's disputed whether it was one person, this Sun Tzu, or if it was a collection of different philosophers or different strategists throughout this particular historical period, and collected under the Sun Tzu kind of persona, if you want to think about it that way. But what ends up happening is it becomes an amalgamation of these excellent strategies that you can apply to different facets of life. So you have these awesome drawings in here, and this is give you an example of, like, this first section is of course it's called laying plans, because success is dictated by how well you plan often. It's not, for example, about how many forces you have or what advantages you have. It comes down to planning and knowing the capabilities of your opponent, whether it's in war or, for example, in business and stuff. So, for example, I'll give you a little example here. It says, Sun Tzu said the art of war is of vital importance to the state. It is a matter of life and death, a road either to safety or to ruin. Hence, it is a subject of inquiry which can on no account be neglected. The art of war, then, is governed by 5 constant factors to be taken into account in one's deliberations when seeking to determine the conditions obtaining in the field. And so you have over here, these are the moral law, heaven, earth, the commander, method, and discipline. And it goes on to basically lay that out in a straightforward manner, and so that you understand these core principles that will carry throughout the rest of this book. So it talks about how when you actually wage war, the best way to do that, and how to deal with, for example, an adversary that is stronger than you, or an adversary that has more resources than you, and it gives you examples of the best way to approach certain scenarios, and what tactics to use. And so, especially in the climate that we exist in right now, where you got this kind of polarization, and then there's this type of information war that's being waged against most of the people on the earth here. There's like a constant attack, spiritual attack, and it's like it's constant unrestricted warfare, or asymmetrical warfare, where it's like this hybrid version where it's through information and propaganda and all sorts of different attacks to demoralize you mentally, more than actually using physical troops and stuff. It's done through, for example, the internet and the television. It's a constant, and it's everywhere you go too. Even when you're at the gas station pumping gas, they have little video screens, little television screens pumping out different things that may be beneficial to you or not. And so this, for example, would be a good book for anyone trying to deal with, this constant information barrage that we're being hit with constantly. Especially if you've seen it in the last 2 years, where, they're telling you, down is up and up is down, and right is left and left is right. And, they're trying to stretch your reality so that I always say, for example, to my family, that, water's wet. When you jump into the lake, you're going to get soaked. But on the television, it tries to push a different concept than that. Or like somehow you could possibly come out of the water dry, and that trickles into other aspects. And I'm not going to get into particulars of it, but you've definitely seen it in the last 2 years. And this book would be a beneficial book for anyone to read, so they can understand some of those kind of abstract elements that we're dealing with currently. And for example, it says this talks about how to do a siege, and it talks about information, for example, like informational style warfare. Let me see if I can find that section. It talks about tactical dispositions. It also talks about having having spies and stuff. Okay, energy. And again, it has awesome illustrations and stuff. And so it really, and this is a very portable edition. It says weak points and strong, so you could use this too if you were in different types of gaming and stuff, like chess and stuff, and how to outwit your opponent and stuff. So this can be applied to all different aspects of life. And I'm trying to see if I can get to, okay, maneuvering isn't something that's important. You got this great illustration, and then let's see here. So this is an important one. It says tactical maneuvering, that which there's nothing more difficult. The difficulty of tactical maneuvering consists in turning the devious into the direct and misfortune into gain. So it gives you these different philosophies to think about when you're planning out your strategy, and you can apply this to life. And then it's all about information and being able to find the right information, and also parse out the information that is of the devious and nature and malfeasance and stuff like that. Let's see, I'm trying to skip ahead here. It talks about how to move your resources, and that could be in a spiritual way or in an informational way. It doesn't have to be with actual troops and stuff. It doesn't have to be with physical arms. You got awesome illustrations that carry through. It talks about terrain, and let's see, I don't want this to be too long. The 9 situations. So this is a cool chapter that talks about obtaining the higher ground, in a sense, obtaining the level, obtaining a, whether it's spiritual or physical or informational edge on your opponents in life. And that's what this talks about. And then if you go on further here, I love these illustrations. And then so the 9 situations, and then you have attack by fire. So this covers all the different aspects of war, and even right down to informational warfare and hybrid unrestricted warfare and stuff. So this is a very important work. I'm going to get to my final thoughts. I want to keep this one relatively short and stuff. Highly encourage you to pick something up like this and invest some time into learning the different strategies that this treatise on war documents in here, so that at the very least you can understand someone else who has access to something like this, and they may be using such and such a tactic against you, whether it's in business or in this weird informational interim period we're in, where you can't trust the information, for example, that's being spewed out of the television, and or you can through this you might be able to get a better understanding of why that's happening, or why things aren't making sense. For example, if you rewind even 5, 10, 15, 20 years, there's information that the way, for example, certain healthcare and health ideas are treated is very different than they were in the last 2 years. And again, because I'm on this platform, I don't want to get into the particulars of that, but you probably understand by now what I mean. And if you don't, I definitely would encourage this for you to read something like this, so you can get a better grasp on some of maybe aspects of different tactics that are being used, even by something as simple as like marketing companies or advertisers, like where you're watching one of the sports games, and there's just repeating certain ads over and over again, like the car insurance ads, like Liberty, 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 and you want to understand, okay, why are they spewing that out constantly? And something like this will give you a grasp of the abstract reasons that they do those things. And so that you can better reinforce yourself and your own family. And so this definitely is something that'll give you an edge in life, and I encourage you to check this out. And this is also a really nice format, how this is done with these great illustrations, and it's very portable and light, this edition. I think I picked this up at Barnes & Noble, but it was relatively inexpensive too. I want to say this was like $10 or less. I forget, it doesn't say the price on here, but you could probably search off of Amazon, for example, see if you can find something like this. I know Barnes & Noble has a special edition that is exclusive to their store of this Art of War, and all about how the creation of this work. So definitely encourage you to pick this up, and comment down below. Let us know what you think about this. And in the meantime, we hope that this video finds you having an amazing day, and we hope that you have a blessed day and that your spirits remain high. Signing off.